you want me to. Killer, oh my god.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Danny back at it again with another video. And not only is it another video, but it's a new year. So happy new year, happy 2022 to everybody. And you know what that means: new vision boards, new goals, new opportunities, and just a new life. Like every year we start fresh. So just like the title reads, we're gonna get straight into it. So first thing I want to discuss is my travel. I take about a 60 to 70 mile trip from point A to point B. Right now I live in Middlesex County and I travel to Long Island for school. I typically leave my house around 5 a.m. because I like to be at the Holland before 6, because if not, the traffic is nutty. Like, you're literally sitting bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper traffic. I'll go through Manhattan, or maybe a little bit through Manhattan, but I end up hitting Chinatown, then the Brooklyn Bridge, then from the Brooklyn Bridge to Brooklyn to Queens to the LIE, and then Staten Island. I am not from New York, so I could be messing that all up. But long story short, I take a decent drive every day, Monday through Thursday, to and from the island and back. And like I said, it's about 60 to 70 miles, so round trip I'll say between 120 and 130 miles. I think that is probably the most excruciating part besides the academics of it all. But let me tell you what else that I think. So like I said, I like to get to the bridge before 6 a.m. because the traffic is nuts. My first class, one of my classes started at 9:30. That was 2 days a week. So 2 days out the week I needed to be in Long Island, sitting in my chair at 9:30, which means I definitely needed to be getting up at 5 a.m. Like, I'm not going to be late to class. And I think that's so important. Like, don't be late. You know, some people say, like, it's better to be late than to not go at all. I don't know if that's the correct saying for law school. Like, I think it's more like, just don't be late. Like, there's no other option. Like, just don't be late. So by the time I would get to school, I would actually take a nap. So I get there around like 6:30 because it takes about an hour and a half. So I get there around like 6:30 and I take a nap. Probably get up around like 7:30ish, and then start doing any readings that I needed to do. And then by 9:30 or 8 or whatever, I'm like reading for class and then going to class. So that's what my daily routine would be. And then going home, the traffic used to be so crazy. So if it takes an hour and a half to get to school, no traffic, it took 2 hours and a half to get home. So it used to kill me. I used to I was dying, literally. And I also took the belt back. This is why I have notes, thank God. But I took the belt back. So I would take the LI to school, and then I would take the belt Parkway home, and the belt is the worst. Like, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. I cannot stand it. It is the worst. Like, if the belt had a rating on Google, poor. Like, hate it. We took 5 classes this semester. We actually also took classes that didn't give us any credits, if that makes sense. So we had core, grammar, and legal analysis, and those courses were not, I don't think they were like on a grade scale. We just had to complete it, essentially. Like, it needed to be done by a certain amount of time, but it also had coursework. So we took civil procedure, legal process, torts, contracts, and criminal. Crim was my favorite class. Loved it. Absolutely had a great time in that class. There's nothing I would change about that class. The professor was amazing. The class was amazing. I learned so much, and I had so much fun with the professor. Just getting to know him, and like the opportunities that he will be able to communicate. Like, he was the bomb.com. Like, one thing about law school, I feel like, especially at my school, for me, in my experience, I feel like all of my professors were so, like, they thrived in their area. So they had connections on top of connections on top of connections on top of connections, and I loved that. Like, they were willing to literally tell us so much and connect us with people. Like, it's not just about getting good grades. Like, I also need to make sure I find a job. I'm out of here. So I think it was super essential and super imperative that the professors actually not only got to know us and, you know, who we were and how we were. I really appreciated the fact that they were willing to connect us throughout, you know, our legal journey, like in our careers. I only got my grades back for contracts, legal process, and civil procedure. Civil procedure, I got an A minus. In legal process, I have an A minus. In contracts, I got a B plus. That B plus is really scratching my neck, but I have to get grades back in torts and crim. We'll see. We'll keep us posted. Fingers crossed. Everyone, keep me in your prayers. The amount of reading, I think, and this is just me going off of the things that I feel like were essential, that I feel like I wish I would have known as a 1L more in depth. Like, I'm a paralegal at a law firm, and they told me everything. But I feel like there were certain things that I need to experience for myself, and that wasn't 100% communicated, but it was mentioned, but it just wasn't effectively communicated. So now I know, and I'm like, okay, we need this. So the amount of reading is insane. It's so much. Like, you have 30 pages for a book, and that's in one class. So I feel like every class has at least 2 books, at minimum 2 books. So the reading was like you just want to like go to sleep. Like, it used to be insane. The amount of reading, honestly, I mean, for one class, you'd literally be done, but you still have 4 other classes that you have to read for. You may have to write a paper for. You may have to do research, or you may, like, there's so much that, honestly, like, it's crazy. So one thing I want you all to do is to watch the video in its entirety, obviously, but also ask me questions, because now that I've experienced it, I could actually, like, real life answer questions, like, especially because my first semester is over with and I got the full completion of that entire semester, and then after this semester it'll be a full year, like my whole 1L. I could really give a more in-depth, like, explanation essentially of what the entire semester was and the entire year was as a law student. So make sure down below you leave a comment and some questions and like it, you know. So it's not that it wasn't to come off aggressive. It was just like, it's assertive, not aggressive. It's assertive, not aggressive. The balance is important. I literally mean you need a balance. Like, there are so many people that communicate with you that, oh, you can't do this in law school, you're not gonna have fun, you're not gonna do this, you're not going to do as much as you've ever done before, but you're still gonna do stuff. I think it's definitely a balance. Like, your friends are not a priority in that sense, compared to your relationship. If you are in a relationship, I feel like you have to outweigh it. Like, if you have a weekend and you know you haven't seen your significant other in a while, but your friends also want to go out, it's like, you gotta dub your friends for your significant other, right? You need that, because you need to make sure, you know, you're keeping your significant other happy, but also, like, nobody's more important than your grades. Nobody's more important than my academics. So I feel like if it was your birthday, I was there for you. If, you know, there was something that you actually was doing that I felt like it was okay for me to do, that's one thing. But I advise for your first semester, no vacations, no friends, no, like, very minimally, because it is very, very, very important that you really focus on your grades. I had a lot of other students in my class that I heard would, like, go out and stuff like that, but when it came down to the nitty-gritty, I felt like academically, when I heard them communicating about things, it wasn't as strong as they wanted it to be. So I know that, like, focusing on your academics and taking that time out to, like, not be bothered with certain people or to do certain things because you know your grades are important, that's more important. Balance is everything. You need to have a life. You need to do stuff that's fun for you, because you need a stressor. Like, you need something to take away all the stress, because you already have a stressor. Your stressor is school. It's already annoying. It's already frustrating. It's already like an all-day thing. So if you could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever for yourself, do that. If you can take a day for yourself, do that. Like, Sundays are my days. Like, I'm going to do my skincare. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to wash my hair. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna breathe. Like, that's my day to not be a law student. And I tell everybody that. That's my day to not be a law student. Time management, super important. I have 2 jobs, so one thing that I do is like, okay, Monday I have to do this, Tuesday I have to do this, Wednesday I have to do this. I have a planner, actually, and I think that is super essential. Like, you absolutely need a planner. Write everything down. Write when your bills are due. Write when you're going to work. Write the times that you go to work. Write the things that you think you'll be able to do at work. Write what you'll do after work. Like, try to write down as much in your planner as possible and follow it. Like, don't just write it down and be like, okay, I did, like, I wrote it, I'm organized. No, like, if you follow it, I promise you your life structure is crazy. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't fall behind, because I definitely did. Like, reading, the amount of readings that we had to do on top of my travel, it was just so much that towards the end of the semester, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna brief it later. I'm gonna do something. I need to get some sleep. That was literally it for me. Like, I'm going to sleep. So, but time management is very important. I feel like you really have to manage your time as best as possible, because there's so much to do in 24 hours, and you still need moments to yourself. You still need to eat, you still need to drink, you may need to take a nap, you may need to rest. Like, whatever it is, you may need to do it. And I think it is crazy essential that you take that time to literally manage everything for yourself. In terms of the actual semester, I made appointments with all of my professors. I wanted to speak to them. I got to know them. I wanted them to know me. I had gotten so close with one of my professors that I literally just was walking in their room. I knew the days, I knew their office hours. I did not have to schedule an appointment. I would just literally walk in, and I'm like, hey, it's Danny, how you doing? Oh, Danny, come in, have a seat. What you do this weekend? Da, da, da. Like, we're chatting, we're talking, all that great stuff. Like, we're doing it all. And at towards the end of the semester, when I needed recommendation letters, it was like easy contact, quick email. Oh, sure, you could have, man, here it is, done. What else do you need from me? And best feeling ever. Definitely make appointments with your professors so that you know them, they know you, and then when you guys are in class, it feels different when you're in that professor's class, because you had conversations with them, you've communicated with them, you've been with them. You know what I mean? It's totally different. So these are good tips for the first semester, because initially those are just like my experience and the things that I felt like I needed and I feel like I should share with you. But these are legit tips. So at 12:29 in this video, like, tips. First things first, these tabs are everything. Do you hear what I'm saying? Everything. This is the best way, in my opinion, that I would be able to say, okay, you want me to go to the Martin case? Got it. You want me to go to the State v. Williams? Got it. You want me to go to the Gladman case? Pulled it right up real quick. Like, this was essential. In addition to that, I highlight my books. So, yes, not just regular highlighting it, but like, okay, the pink is my holding, the rule is green, the yellow is like key facts or just things that I feel like the professor would ask. Blue is what my issue is, weather, blah 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 blah, wind, blah blah. Anything, any words that I feel like I should like look up that I'm unsure about. Orange, like, literally, we can go through we can go through my case looks, like, all color coded, all highlights, strictly. This is why it helps. One, you should definitely brief cases. I don't care what anybody says, brief the case. It's important, because I feel like while you're reading and you're briefing it, it's like a double security in your brain. One, for the case, but also the application. Like, law school isn't memorizing the Constitution. It's actually learning how to apply the Constitution and how certain facts make certain things more relevant and other things not, right? And when you're reading a case and you're briefing, it's literally like you're literally instilling it in your mind, like, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. You want to do that. Do you hear me? You want to do that. You want to do just that. So definitely brief while you read. But towards the end of the semester, when I wasn't briefing because I was tired and I just wanted to read it, this was essential. Why? Because if the professor wanted to ask, oh, Danny or Miss Lowry, what was the wolf case about? Yeah, I read it, but if I didn't highlight it, I wouldn't be able to say, okay, well, the holding was, and this is the facts, blah, 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 and then this, okay, cool, this was the issue, blah, blah, blah. It's so much easier to identify and pull it out because you have it color highlighted, not just you highlighted everything in yellow, or you highlighted everything in one specific color. If you divide each color up, the briefing process, even me, like when I would read the case, I'm color coded and I have to go brief it. It sucks that you have to go back. That sucks. Don't do it. But typing it up as I was briefing it, it was a little easier because I had already color coded it. So it was already like briefed for fake. But now I actually needed to type brief it. I actually have a locker at my school. So if you have a locker and you have a commute, well, if you have the ability to have an accessible locker, I would advise you to do get a locker. Just put the crap in there, take it out, put it back, take it out, put it back. You don't need this, you need that, because that way you don't have to forget books. The likelihood of me forgetting things now is so small compared to before. So small. I feel like you really need to print out your syllabus. Whatever everyone else is telling you, I don't want to say forget about it, but speaking from experience, I feel like having the syllabus in my hand and saying, okay, this is the things that we have to do this week, writing it in my planner and literally checking it off or like highlighting that I did it. It just, as a law student, I feel like everything is preparation for when you work in a law firm or for when you work in a legal field. And the amount of organization that you should have, the structure, everything that you should have, it really should help you when you're in law school. Like, the preparation of organization that you have should really apply in the future. And so, in my opinion, I would say do as much as you can now to get yourself in a routine to be more organized. That when we have a 50, 45, 60, 100, 120, 150 caseload, right? It's not like, oh my God, I don't know how to manage or I can't organize, because you're already learning how to manage. You're already learning how to organize. You're already learning how to structure. I pray every day. I pray every single day. I get in my car. I play my gospel music. First thing I'm gonna do is pray. First thing I gotta do is pray. First thing I gotta do is thank God that I'm even in this situation, in this predicament, because there's so many people that want to be in law school. There's so many people that applied to law schools. There's so many people that may have got dropped, that were failed. Maybe people that got waitlisted. Maybe people that aren't doing so well on their LSAT. So immediately, the first thing I do is I'm just super grateful for waking up, starting me food on my table, close my back, the regular routine, and then I go real deep and in depth about everything I'm just absolutely thankful for, because you do have a lot to be thankful for. Whether we're in a panini, Ponderosa, whatever, we have a lot to be thankful for. We're alive, so, and not only am I alive, but I'm a law student and I'm doing what I absolutely love. Like, that says all you need is love and a good attorney. And I truly believe that I'm gonna have both of those. So, and I'll be both. So I'll be love because I love. I'm going to express love, and I will be a good attorney. Actually, a great attorney. Nonetheless, I just feel like praying really helped me out every day. And I didn't really get engaged that much in events because I felt like my specific intentions were to be completely and fully invested into my academics. And I feel like for students that did do it, because there are opportunities for 1Ls to do things, I feel like as a first semester 1L, that was not the best idea. I think the best thing you could have done was to partake in meetings. Like, if there's a Zoom meeting or like certain organizations were having certain events, to definitely attend, to definitely be engaged, but to officially become a member or to be on a e-board or some form of committee, I feel like that was not the best idea. It wasn't the best. And I'm glad that I didn't do it because it really gave me a lot of opportunity to focus on my academics. And lastly, because my time's running up, I think the most important thing to do with law school is focus on yourself. It is so competitive. It is very competitive. Everything is about a number in law school. It's so different from undergrad. It's even very different from my graduate program, because everything, there's always an expectation of this person did better than me, I have to do better than them. This person got this out of this and I got this out of this, I need to do much better, because it's like so competitive that you literally forget that some people could literally be lying. Like, unless you're looking at someone's paper directly and you're like, okay, you literally got that grade, there's no saying what a person actually really got. And I think that it took me some time, and I actually went to my career counselor and we spoke, and she gave me great advice. She was like, you think everybody's telling the truth? Like, people lie every day. That doesn't mean they're telling the truth. And I really think that was very important for me to understand. I think it was also very important for me to grasp, because honey, it's true. Like, it's not 100%. Like, people may say what grades they may have gotten or certain things that they may have done, like, it could be false, you know. Just focus on yourself. Like, I know that I had a great individual with me. She helped me out all the time. Like, you know, we ended up connecting towards the middle-ish of the semester, but we literally would talk, we would communicate. I mean, she was just so freaking helpful that I never cared about what other people got, because we prayed for our finals together, we prayed on quizzes together. Like, we really did what we needed to do, and she really helped me focus on me, and I helped her focus on her. Like, and I think it was very, very important that in that time we did just that. Like, we pushed ourselves, and when we got grades back and we were like, dang, I know I could have done better, I should have studied more, I'm studying more, or darn, you know, I missed one question, but you know what, next time I'm gonna kick butt and I'm gonna do even better next time. And I think that was super important. Just focus on yourself, find people. And I know that bigger schools and bigger like law firms and stuff like that, it's so hard for you to connect with people. I'm at a mid-sized firm, so I communicate with everyone, I know everyone, I get to ask a million questions. I am not at a big law school, so it is so much easier for things to be a lot more personable. But if you are at a big law firm, like, I hear so much about people just keeping their head down and being in their books. Like, don't use your law school experience to be like a loner, but also don't like be so involved that you're like overly worried about everybody else's grades. You literally need to have a balance in law school too. Like, balance the people that you want to be friends with, balance the people that you want to communicate with, balance study groups, and balance free time. Like, I think for me right now, law school is like 8.5 out of 10. It's down a lot because of my commute. Like, if my school wasn't in Long Island and it was in like the city or something, or even if it was in Jersey, like, my school would be at 10 out of 10 and I would never want to leave, and I would love it, like, regardless. But I think right now it's an 8.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, like, I think it's amazing that I'm a law student. I'm grateful that I'm here to be able to, you know, talk about it. But all I need from y'all is to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a question in the comments about what you want to ask, or what information would you like in regards to law school. Maybe you're taking the LSAT, maybe you're preparing and you're not certain about certain things. I have a lot of resources that I used to study for the LSAT that I felt like were helpful. Some were paid, some I paid for, some I got in contact and it was free. So just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. So I know I have a bunch of videos, and I know that you like literally watched this whole one, so I really don't understand what's taking you so long to click the other videos. Like, you might as well just watch watch more. And then because this one was like so informative, you should like it, but then also be like, oh girl, this was so helpful, and then be like, make a video about blah, and then I can make that video, and then you'll come back because I made that video. But now you have your friends watching it, and now look, the Gawdess family is growing. The Gawdess Tribe has like exceeded beyond my expectations for the year 2022, all because you commented, liked, shared it, and subscribed. See that? But you're still here because I'm a wait. We're still waiting.